Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode, I'm going to say 36 of the No Name Podcast. My name is Mrmoopsy, and I am here with a host, which you all know, and a special guest. Introduce yourselves, everybody.
Okay, I wonder who's going to go first.
You go first. Ladies first.
Okay, ladies first. Hello, my name is FunsexyDB, or FSDB if you want to call me that. Let's just shorten it. Or Sarah. That's good too.
Nice. Do you want to plug anything since you're the new person?
So you guys plug it in the beginning. Okay, so...
Mainly for new people.
For new people, you get 2 tries. For new people, you get 2 tries.
2 tries.
2 tries? Okay, that's my limit. Well, if you want to, you can always see my Twitter. It's not safe for work, so adults only. It's FunsexyDB that's my Twitter handle. I also have a Patreon at patreon.com/FunsexyDB. I mostly draw not safe for work Dragon Ball fan art, but I do expand to other things very often, more than you think. So if you like Dragon Ball, if you like Chi-Chi getting railed, I highly recommend checking out either my Twitter or my Patreon.
That's why I'm there.
And I'm Cosmic Jazz, and I'm just here.
You do be here. Alright, so since we have a special guest, I'm going to try to do the interview portion as best as I can, because normally Jazz does it. So
I'm kind of sit here and laugh.
Yeah.
Such a fail. No, I'm just playing.
Oh my god, my brother's here. What the hell?
I moved my seat back.
I thought that was like a dog.
No.
Yeah, it sounds like a dog. I was like, oh, you got a cute little pup.
No, my dog's in the other room.
Okay.
Better not be saying something.
All right. So, as you were saying, you are you're a Dragon Ball NSFW artist. And I guess the best way to put it, to start off with, is like, what are your quote unquote like origins involving like anime? You know, because not everyone starts off like. Yeah, because not everyone starts off like, you know, watching when they're a kid. Like, because I started when I was like 3, for example. There's some people that get into it like in their teens or whatever. So
I got into it actually before that. I was watching anime before it had before we coined it as anime. It was just Japanimation. This is like way back this was just like mid-90s, or people were calling it anime. Some older adults were calling it Japanimation or whatever. Mm-hmm. But eventually the word anime picked up really quickly. I remember there was a comic book store that I frequently visited as a kid, and I brought comics, but they also had a section of bootleg VHS anime tapes.
Oh, nice.
And you can rent them for like $5 a tape, and it'll have these terrible fan subs. But it just something blew my mind. I saw something I was clearly not supposed to watch at the age of 11 or 12, but it was Kite.
Okay.
Uncensored. And I was like, this is it. This is what I want to see all the time. If you're not familiar with Kite, it's a very violent, not safe for work anime, a classic anime of the 90s, I think, era. But I watched that, and I just kept going back and renting more and more and more. In fact, I saw Dragon Ball Z, the parts of the Frieza saga, before it aired on Toonami, and I didn't like it then.
Oh, that was the Ocean dub, right?
No, this was poorly made subs on a VHS. This is where the if you were fans who are probably as old as I am. I'm not super old or anything, but I'm just saying like people in my age range, dirty, filthy millennials. There was these fan subs. I forgot what they were called, but they had the classic. It just did not match what was going on. Just characters cursed all the time, and it was just like it's the only thing you kind of got at the time, and you still watched it. I didn't watch a lot of it. I only saw I'm talking about when I first saw Dragon Ball Z. It was only like a couple of episodes, and it was the episode where it was a filler too, where Goku was afraid of needles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, this is lame. This big bulky guy afraid of needles. I'd rather be watching Sailor Moon. But it wasn't until Toonami started airing Dragon Ball Z. I just like, hey, I need something to watch after school. And I started watching it, and I started getting really into it, and I just fell in love with it after a while. So that's my origin story for anime.
Nice. There's a part of the from the story though. There's a part of me that wonders if, like, when you saw Goku again, when they were showing Dragon Ball and Toonami, like you see him on screen, and you're just like, this fucking pussy.
Yeah, that was my reaction. This like this guy. All right, let's see what the deal is. Because all my friends are watching it. They're telling me I should watch it, and I picked it up, and I just started watching on Toonami afterwards.
Nice. Then you see him get like
it was
shot
when
through the chest and
Goku
everything.
fought the Ginyu Force in the English. Funny
Oh,
enough.
I see. Right.
When he fought the Ginyu Force, I was like, oh wow, this guy knows how to fight. I think I'm into this now.
Nice.
Yeah.
And okay, so going off of the Dragon Ball thing, because like I'm a fan of your work, like your artistry, because I actually do think like a lot of your drawings are like, I do kind of get like, damn man, she draws really good shit like super fast.
Yeah. My other jobs, I don't know. I'm gonna let you ask the question. I don't want to jump ahead here.
Well, no, go ahead. You're the guest.
I started freelancing as a comic artist when I was 19.
Oh.
And I did a lot of like stuff that you won't recognize or care for. They're mostly like children's how-to books or educational material. And I started when I was 19, and I've been probably freelancing for over 10 years.
Oh, damn.
And it kind of taught me, like, everyone's like, wow, you're so fast at drawing. It's like, yeah, because you have to have that feeling, oh, there's a deadline next week, and I have yet to complete these 20 pages. I better start grinding. So it kind of taught me to be faster in a very, like, there's a lot of pressure to meet the deadline way, because you don't want to look bad. Because especially being a penciler, it was more like, it was less the quality of your work and more like, can you deliver in time?
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, so it's like it's basically someone from the industry and real trial by fire shit too, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of freelance stuff, a lot of educational, promotional material. I never got the chance to work with the big three, which is Image, DC, and Marvel. Even though I really wanted to, I have worked with people who worked with the big three, but mostly on their independent projects. Nothing like directly for the company.
Right. Although, I mean, I have heard some stuff about when you work for one of the big three, people end up going like leaving with a soured experience. Though that's just from what I've heard from the grapevine.
Jeez, I don't want to get into like super like I don't want to say the company. Let's just say it's a very big company. It's not as big as Marvel or DC, but you have seen them around. And I worked for that company for a little bit, and it was just so miserable. I just didn't like it. I'm not saying that.
Go ahead.
It's not every. Oh, sorry about the cars. It's not every company. It was just my personal experience of what people were having problems. It was during the time. It was way before the Me Too movement. But there's a funny story of I'm going to call her our boss in quotations. Walked into a meeting room and just pointed at everybody and said, "Penis, penis, penis, penis."
Holy shit!
That's actually pretty badass. And just walked out, and we didn't know what that was about. But yeah, go ahead.
Because one thing I wanted to do is like, can I like message you the name of the company that I think you might be alluding to?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, because like people aren't gonna see this. This is just the one still picture.
Yeah, no, I don't want to call anyone out or anything.
Right. Okay. Like, was it those guys?
I'll tell you.
Oh wow, really?
Yes.
Although you look at what they put out, you can kind of be like, yeah, I can see it. But okay. And so you were drawing the children's comics, decided, hey, I want to draw porn. And
yeah, I
logical
actually
stuff.
started drawing porn when I was in high school.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah, this is way before I started doing stuff even professionally. I was actually doing them hand by hand.
Mm-hmm.
I drew safe for work stuff and I drew not safe for work stuff for myself.
I see. Because like, yeah, I've been trying to get into like, because like I draw too. I have some stuff that I just like to show off on the channel, and there's a lot of stuff that let me just try to get my words in proper order. Jess, you can start laughing now.
I've been laughing.
But damn it, that line made me lose my train of thought.
You did this to yourself.
I did. I will admit. I will openly admit I did. And so I guess like the other backup question I had, thankfully, you being the Dragon Ball fan and the kind of hilarious origins of like how you ended up seeing the show in the very beginning. What ended up drawing you into Chi-Chi? Because I know that she's one of your favorites.
Oh, it's a funny story. I did not like Chi-Chi at first. I was like everyone else. She felt to me nagging. I just didn't like how angry she was all the time. And then it wasn't until late Cell Saga I was like, every one of my friends hate this character. And for some reason that like maybe I don't know what it was that made me start liking her, but I think it was probably just because everyone hated her. It made me like her more. And I just slowly started to really like this character. Like, in fact, her nagging bitchiness is like that's her hottest. Like she's her best when she's like this. And I know in the Buu saga she chilled out, and I still like the character even then. I was like, I like this character. I really do. And I think a part of it was because I started liking Goku was my favorite too. And it just comes hand in hand. She's married to Goku. She's nagging, angry, and that's when she's hot. I was like, yeah, I'm into this character. I was into it like I said, it was during a time where everyone around me, all my friends, my cousins and family members, they just did not like this character, and I'm the only one sitting there. It's like, I like her.
I can see that. I had a couple moments where people look at me thinking like, this character is garbage. Why do you like him? I just think he's cool, plain and simple.
Yeah.
Also, side note, Goku fans represent.
Yes.
And I mean, yeah, like some of my favorite moments are also with Chi-Chi involved. Like the moments when everybody's just like turns and gets scared of her. Those are like amazing.
Yeah, like it's like, yes, she's great at this point. Like I always try to explain. I hate to gush over a character. I really do. It's like I always seem like an ultimate nerd. But
it's nothing but nerds here, baby.
But what I liked about her is that mostly every character in Dragon Ball starts off as like a spoof or a parody of something from like old kung fu films or just traits in general. And like Goku is the Monkey King from Journey of the West. Roshi's represent those old masters in kung fu films, except that he's a pervert and kind of a goof.
Right.
And Chi-Chi later on, at the end of Dragon Ball, was a spoof of a kung fu princess. And then later, the joke is in Z is that she becomes a spoof of a tiger mom's.
Right.
She's a tiger mom to the extreme. That's the joke. And I guess because I was able to understand that, made me like these characters a little bit more.
Right. Yeah, makes sense. The trail of thought is definitely there. And then, so let me see. Because another thing too is that you're also there's like a sort of connection there, but I'll just go ahead and say it. Because I also know that you're also like a really big Sonic fan.
Yes, I am. Oh, you can mention that. That's fine.
Because they both go Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
And so like that one seems kind of like how it's different for sure, and I'm just kind of curious about like how that fandom also initiated, because I like Sonic too. Yeah,
I have a lot of like different fandoms. Some only a few that I actually draw out a lot. Like I love superheroes, Marvel, DC, Image stuff. As much as I don't read comics, Western comics as much anymore because some of the big three got really stale. I'm still a huge DC fan. I draw DC stuff all the time. Sonic is like one of those things. Like you grew up on it. It was not my first game, but it was my first hand-me-down game. Like my cousins were getting like PlayStation, so they gave me a Sega Genesis. And Sonic 1 and 2 was like the first games I actually kind of play. Like this is like it felt like this is mine. I finally got my own console, and I don't have to share the NES with my cousins.
Nice.
So it became something that's a little personal. And of course, I grew up at the time where Sonic Saturday Morning was playing, Sonic, The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and much later, Sonic Underground. So I grew up with all that. I even grew up with the comics. I started buying the issues. I was like a hardcore fan just growing up. Played most of the games that came out during the 90s and early 2000s. And even today, I still play, and I still enjoy it. It's like one of those things where the fandom, you know, the joke that Sonic fandom's the worst fandom or something like that.
I mean, I'd probably put them in the better half of fandoms compared to some of the other shit I've seen.
I was just saying, I was there during what everyone considered the dark ages of recolors of DA TV and art. I never made a Sonic OC unless there were bad guys or background characters. just to put that out there. I never had like, this is my self-insert.
Right.
But I just even as a kid growing up, I just still enjoyed what I enjoyed, despite having people even making fun of you. Like when you draw Sonic in class and people are like, haha, you like that crap? And it's like, I would just be the ones like, yes, I do. It's still fun.
Damn.
I still enjoy it.
Like,
and that's how it was with Dragon Ball and Sonic and DC Marvel Heroes, all the other little things I'm into. It's like I just never felt shy or shamed away from liking what I did.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you had more balls than I did. Because it was like, because if you're an elder millennial like us, you wouldn't remember how it's just like, if there would be like certain things that were kind of like anime or something that's like, okay, this would be cool while it was like still good.
Yeah.
Like I remember like Yu-Gi-Oh cards were super huge when I was in school. And there would be like it was like that. It was like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, like those kinds of games. And if it was like anything else outside of that, if you deviated, then it's just like, oh my god, get this freak away from me.
Yeah, it's a lot like that. It really was. I don't know. I think it was just having really supportive like friends and family who just like kind of always told me that, you know, you shouldn't, if you like something, you like it. Don't let someone else like bother you about it. It's like no problem. So I guess I just grew up with like people who'll laugh if I draw, I don't know, Superman fighting Thor while everyone else is drawing like Gundams. You know, it's like because anime is in, DC Marvel stuff is out, and I still wanted to draw all of these things. I still love them, and that's the passion never really died out. Sometimes it'll slow down. But not because of any outside forces. It's just something I just personally go through.
I feel like that kind of mentality ultimately helped you in a lot of places.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it just helped me just, like I said, just enjoy what you enjoy. You know, it could be something super old that no one cares about anymore. I'm still a Jack and Daxter fan. That franchise might as well be dead.
Yeah,
and I love that it's franchised to death. So yeah, just like what you like.
Yeah, those games are amazing too. Just like another side note, but not and so like in terms of just like stuff you're enjoying right now, like what would you say is on that list for like the current
thing I'm enjoying right now? It's kind of hard to say. Like I said, Toonami nights have just. Toonami's is like it was back then. It was something I enjoyed, and now it came back. I think it came back for more than 5 years now, but
something like that. Yeah,
it's like every Saturday I'll just because I don't watch a lot of anime as much as I used to when I was a teen.
Mhm.
So Toonami is like the only chance for me. I was like, I made it like a ritual, if you can say, like every Saturday night. Yeah, I could easily just Crunchyroll all this or get a streaming app and watch it. But there's just something about watching it just once a week, every Saturday, and just watch anime there. And you never know what might pick up, what might be the new thing for myself. I'm talking about that I really enjoy. Like
Right.
for instance, there was I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna go a little bit forward. Space Dandy was really great.
Oh, that one's really good.
Oh my god, I watched it probably even after it was off of Toonami. I watched it again because it was so good. Kill la Kill.
That one's also really good. Yeah,
Megalobox, which is fun.
I'm still trying to finish that actually.
Oh yeah, Megalobox is fun. I have my issues, minor issues, but they're nitpicky. I think it's a fun series. So we have Megalobox and like anything that shows up on there, like I'm digging. I'm really liking even the worst stuff. Black Clover is really. It's like okay, I'm just enjoying myself. I'm gonna sit back and just relax. There hasn't been, I think, a franchise. Oh, I know what's getting up there. My Hero Academia, and it's. I haven't like kept up with a lot of shonens, a lot of manga, but for some reason that one is really like starting to stick with me.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since I got like super excited when a new chapter or a new season's coming out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I say for right now that the new hotness, I want to say is like the biggest thing. I don't know where it's gonna go, but My Hero Academia.
Yeah, but I mean, can I also another side note? I got a lot of these right here. Is the Bakugo is trash fans rise up?
God, I have a love-hate relationship with that character. Just so many problems with that character, and yet he's still a good character. That's what makes it so frustrating.
Like, because I don't know, because for me it's this. The way I would always describe Bakugo, and I mean, like, because I will say I am a season behind. It's not that it's not that I disliked it. It's just that it just like fell off my radar.
Yeah, it happens.
And, yeah, it's getting old, and so the way I would describe, and so it's possible he's gotten better, but my current description of Bakugo as of this moment is pretty much he's Vegeta done wrong.
Yes, it's like that too. The reason I'm not going to spoil anything, but the recent chapters, plural, had a moment where Bakugo was talking to All Might, and once again, I'm not going to spoil it, but he had a very like nice heart-to-heart moment, and I was like, "This is when I like the character," you know, when a character realizes his own flaws and will just talk it out. Not always talk, but he at least shows he's more deep than on the surface. But in the anime so far, where you're up to, you said you haven't caught up. It's just like one of those things where just like, oh my god, can this show stop sucking Bakugo's dick for like 5 minutes? I swear to God.
Yeah, and I don't like, because there was also this one short that that Jazz sent me. It was, I think, if I remember correctly, it was because it was 3D animated. It had, I believe it was Goku dressed as Deku and Vegeta dressed as Bakugo.
Was Mr. Satan All Might?
I don't remember. It's been a minute since I saw it. Because one of the big jokes in that little video was how like they have Vegeta just like yelling all this like obscene shit. He was just like, "You motherfucking piece of shit, you fucking suck," all like or something along that level, right? And then fucking go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Because I was gonna say, and then like the punchline is fucking Goku turns to the camera and goes like, "Wow, such a deep character."
And for reference, he's talking about Dragon Ball Abridged.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Abridged. I think that was it. I was like, yeah, that's it. That's his character.
Yeah. And like looking at it, watching it, I was just kind of like, I don't get it.
I liked it was way early in the series, but I liked when Bakugo was bullying Deku, and then they both were accepted at UA, and Bakugo wasn't like everyone was kind of making fun of him or not paying attention to him that much because he was like a big fish in a small pond. And now that he's at the school, there are people who are better than him, and I kind of like where they were going, where Horikoshi was going, and then I kind of felt like it was dropped, and he's just popular again.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's just the way to put it.
But like I said, the last I say 3-4 chapters of My Hero made me, it's like, okay, I don't hate him as much.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's all I would say.
That's definitely worth something to check out. I guess I'm better keep up with season 4 then. Mm-hmm. Okay. Do I have the my well's running dry here.
That's right.
I think that's about is all I got. I don't know, Jess. Any ideas?
Not on my end.
All right. Well, definitely. I mean, you're free to stick around. Don't get me wrong.
If you let me.
At this point,
I don't know what I can contribute, but I'll try.
Yeah, because we got like some pod topics where we're gonna be talking about like DLC characters, like some of the stuff that's been announced, and I mean, because from what you told us, you're a bit of a gamer. I don't know like exactly if you're like super up to date on everything, because
I try to be up to date on games. I haven't played as nearly as I wanted to this year. This year was kind of a crapshoot for me in playing games.
For everybody,
I'm hoping to pick it back up. Like once January comes back around, I can just play more games, especially if my PC is a bit better after changing some things in here and there.
Yeah, okay. And like we would love to like find out what your points of view on some of this stuff would be, because it's sure. Like because for when it's me and Jazz, it can kind of be a little bit echo chambery. So
okay, that's all right. I mean, I listened to your last podcast. I think there was more than 3 people on there, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was kind of fun to listen to in the background as I was working. I also wanted to check out the podcast just to make sure. I don't know, like you guys were like, just to make sure before I jump on a podcast. I do this a lot. I like to listen to at least a couple episodes. So you guys, just to make sure it was like, and the frogs are controlling the Jews or something like that. I just wanted to make sure.
They are, you know.
So I just wanted to make sure. You guys are pretty chill. I liked it. I got a few good laughs after the last one, actually.
That's a hell of an endorsement, and I'll take it.
All right, as always.
Yeah, well, that's just you.
You know it. I guess we get into our stuff.
Yep.
All right, so the topics for today are the reveal recaps for a bunch of things that have happened recently. Xbox versus PS5 marketing, the rise of random games that have been blowing up, Among Us, Phasmophobia, Genshin, etc., and all the extra stuff in between. So, let's do our review recap first. Kinemia 2 got announced for Tekken 7. We have Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate with Melina, Rambo, and Rain. Yeah, Rain.
Yeah.
And we have Minecraft Steve for Smash. Am I missing anything?
And well, in terms of reveals, no. I know Master Roshi came out for Fighters recently.
Master Roshi came out for Fighters. There we go. So, I think the big one right now is Mortal Kombat 11, mainly because of the Melina controversy that's been happening.
Well, I guess you're going to elaborate on that.
So, basically, since the game literally came out, everybody, well, not everybody, a lot of people were wondering why wasn't Melina in the game. To the point where they've been kind of abusing things on Twitter to almost to the point of threatening the developers on why you haven't putting Melina in there.
Why is my waifu not in the game?
Exactly.
You deserve to die.
Exactly. That's literally what's like. There was some post literally that Ed Boon, the creator of Mortal Kombat, had put where they were literally about coronavirus and people dying and stuff. And literally, maybe the first to second tweet under that was where Melina was. It literally got that bad.
You know?
It's reminding me of like some other posts I've seen, like one where I was just like super heartbroken, and then I saw when's this, and I was like, oh fuck you.
It was literally that night. Now, keep in mind, like most things, it's a short group. Like, there's a bunch of people, of course, who want Melina in the game, but there's always that group that's just like too far.
Yeah, the ones who are louder than the most sane people.
So in comes, I think it was Thursday, where they announced Mortal Kombat 11, and lo and behold, she is now coming to the game next month.
I hope it was always planned that she was. I would hate if she was in there just because of fan pressure.
And that is the big question. Because a lot of people are like, well, she shouldn't be in there because you people didn't deserve her to be in there, etc. It goes on to a ridiculous amount.
Melina's one of my favorites from the series. And it's like I'm conflicted. It's like I'm glad she's here, but at the same time, I don't want her to be here because a bunch of nerds like they threaten someone to have her in there or something. I like to think, and it's just me wishful thinking, they had her in there because they always plan to.
Which is definitely probably the best sentiment. And even one of the developers in there, I think, did tweet out something saying that we did it because of, not because of the threats, of course, but actual fans of the series asking for this.
The same ones. Okay.
Yeah.
The subtext is fuck the simps.
Exactly. But this has also led into some other things. For example, another content creator going by the name Han Rose Dev has actually been getting death threats because of her opinions about the subject as a whole. Saying that she also thinks that maybe they got bullied into doing it in the first place, and that spiraled out of control.
Just to say, as someone who gotten death threats myself over the dumbest, stupidest things, I was just like, it's just like, you're not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything. You fucking nerd. Sorry,
Go ahead and call him out.
I have before. There was like messages and stuff. I was like, yeah. I don't take it lightly, but at the same time, I was like, some of them are just like so stupid that they're obviously there just to rattle your cage.
I think that was way back when I started my YouTube channel. I got death threats over my guest character list.
Oh, I remember that. That was so stupid.
It's like, why?
I think you said something about like Alex being in there, and some fat idiot was just like, "Hey, you can't fucking say that."
Yeah, it was so stupid. I actually got a good laugh out of that.
Fucking anyone but his wife, you fucking bitch! I'll find you, and I will burn all your toys and figures.
I think I remember saying back, "Thank you for the view. Bye."
Like, if I have actually had that thought where it's like, if somebody sends me, say I get big enough so that I can actually start getting like death threats and all that shit, I would craft like the most robotic fucking message. Like, say when you're sending something to the government and you're and like they send you like the most elaborate no ever, it would be like akin to that. Where it's like, thank you for taking the time over your interest on this video. However, after careful reviewing, and just like a whole bunch of like lawyer speak.
I'm just on this point, like, I want to get so big, I get death threats.
It's just like people who send me death threats. Say, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed my work.
No better way to really piss him off than to tell him I basically ignored what you said.
Okay, bye. But so that's one of the big things about that. Well, another thing that's come up, which is on the smaller end, but is slowly creeping up, is how some people are complaining about how she looks versus everybody else that has been announced in the Kombat trailer.
Oh, what's wrong with how she looks?
I think people are so used to her MKX design, where
Hmm?
like she still has the teeth, but she has more of a face. She's not as much Tarkatan as she is in like her MK9 design and her, I guess, MK11 design now. And it seems they reverted back to the MK9 design. I feel like people are just so used to that image of MKX that it feels weird to look at. Um, Personally, for me, I did think she looked kind of weird in the trailer, but when they show the actual in-game shots, I think she looks fine.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I've only seen like one shot of her, and she's got like a little bit of a jokery smile going on. But I was like, that's basically Melina.
It's like
Yeah.
I still would.
I mean,
It's fine.
yeah, for me, it's like, because I don't want to get corona, quote unquote. Like I couldn't like at least I couldn't do a BJ from Melina.
I would hope not.
I mean, there are those dudes out there that would be like, oh yes, please.
Anyway,
That is the proper reaction.
yeah, I think she looks fine, but that has been a growing thing, and like people are even pushing back on that notion because, and I think this is somewhat of an extreme of what people are saying about this. But then again, I'll let y'all say if it is otherwise. Some people are saying that they're pointing her out specifically because she's the female of the group.
Ah, maybe.
I mean, there's a chance.
Hmm?
I
Yeah.
do like. Well, sorry to interrupt because I was just gonna say like I do wonder though. Well, for one thing, this is definitely one of those signs of like should you really give people that kind of stuff because it's like they have it and now they're ungrateful about it. Like where do they win?
Personally, I'm kind of against the notion of that because if we look back towards the last one, not like the last one because that was Aftermath, but the actual last Kombat pack, no one was really saying anything except maybe positive things is about Sindel. So I feel like it's kind of counter argument. What's
I mean, yeah, that's true. Counterpoint, I guess it would be.
Yeah,
Like,
counterpoint. Yeah.
I mean, I like, yeah, it gets real 50-50 and murky because you have lots of good examples of when people are bringing in something out there, or when they're asking for that specific thing, and then you've got the other people that are just like, I have this, but I'm gonna act like a entitled bitch.
As nerds tend to do.
Yeah.
But let's see. Oh, also thoughts. Anybody have thoughts on Rambo?
Oh, that's right. Rambo was announced. I was so busy just looking at Melina the whole time.
Pretty much same.
Yeah, he did the whole thing. The gun, the mouth.
I laughed hard after the fact that he did that. It's like, wow, they did it.
Like, what the hell?
Okay, that one my chair broke.
Man, you fell off your chair.
I was so happy about that. My chair broke.
I was gonna say, like, I actually kind of like how they got like the whole like mouth thing for Stallone.
Yeah.
Because it's like you see him scream in the movies. It's like, yeah, that's how he screams.
Yeah. If they didn't do that, I would be very disappointed.
I
Out of 10 before it's even out.
when I saw the reveal, I was thinking to myself, I am not interested unless Stallone's voicing the character, and lo and behold, he's voicing the character.
It's weird because we have the RoboCop actor voicing him, and Stallone's voicing Rambo. The only one who didn't was Arnold Schwarzenegger voicing Terminator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just really weird. Although I will say to anybody who's like naysayers about Rambo being in the game, how many games can you at least say that you can have both Terminator and RoboCop fighting each other, and Arnold Schwarzenegger versus Sylvester Stallone's fighting each other?
Yeah, what's wrong with that? Like,
Plus Spawn.
90s
Plus
kid,
Spawn.
80s kid, dream come true.
Exactly.
Like I'd say that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Of course, Rain. Nobody really has anything bad to say about Rain. So, overall, I give it an 8 out of 10. Although I do think it's weird there's only 3 characters again.
Yeah, but people have said that in defense the whole aftermath thing. So
Yeah, but when you think about how much Aftermath was, I don't know. To be fair, I don't know how much this one costs, so take this with a grain of salt. But when you look at how much Aftermath was, which I think was like what, like $30?
yeah,
That's a lot, and we're only getting 3 characters again, and only these 3 characters, and maybe a stage, depending on if we look at the background or not.
mm-hmm.
And so the price has probably got to be a lot cheaper than that. If that's what we're going with.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's all I had for notes on Mortal Kombat. Unless anybody else has anything to add on it.
Nope.
No, honestly, like we just started talking about Melina, and then I started thinking about
You started dreaming about her. Just
You nasty
characters in Melina clothes.
Characters in Melina clothes. That could be very, very much a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I guess we can move on to the next big one, which would be Minecraft Steve. Although, depending on how you look at it, it could have been the real big one because it literally broke Twitter.
Yeah, that's true.
Good for Steve.
Yeah.
You know what? I was expecting. My big dumb brain was thinking, oh wait, a Crash is announced during that time. Crash is announced this week, and they're gonna announce a new player this week. It's gonna be Crash, and then everyone was predicting all these other characters. I was fingers crossed for Crash, and then there was Steve, and I'm like, good for him, good for him. I'm glad he's in it. It's so weird because Steve seems like such the obvious choice. That because Minecraft is a very large game, so performed well in the Xbox 360 and everything. God knows how many downloads in the PC. But the thing is, I just wasn't expecting him now. If that makes sense. It's like I
get you.
He was going to be announced eventually. I just didn't think it was going to be now. But here he is. So good for Steve.
Yeah. And like. Not as a hater, but because it's like I imagine Crash. I'm not gonna say Crash is impossible. It's just that Activision owns them, so that's the problem right there.
Yeah, but I said it by some chance, just some chance, because the dates were so close.
Yeah,
that's why I kind of got really excited for like a half second.
Yeah, I mean I can see that because I don't know if you've ever seen this YouTuber. His name's Mighty Keith. He does like Smash videos and sketches and stuff, and there was this one video he made a while back and it was around the time that like Byleth got announced for Smash.
Yeah.
Where like for the Nintendo Switch they were announcing, I believe it was like an HD trilogy, like the HD versions of Devil May Cry.
Hmm?
And it was he had the same exact thought process you did, where it was like, oh, the Devil May Cry is coming to the Switch. They're announcing a new character basically on the around the same time frame. Dante's gonna be in Smash. I'd be hella hyped for that.
Oh yeah.
But unfortunately, it did not come to pass.
No, everyone was really upset over Steve, and I don't know. I kind of relish in it. I was like, it was just so funny to see everyone's just a collective disappointment on Twitter.
It was real 50-50, but I mean, yeah, because it's someone that can be like just feed me your anger.
But yeah, like I said, it seems like a very obvious choice, and I understand why they have Steve in it.
Mm-hmm. Although, if you go by a lot of people's speculation,
at least it's not another Fire Emblem character or a sword.
Oh God, yes.
I swear they have all the Fire Emblem characters in the game already.
At this point, yeah. It's basically Fire Emblem cross Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Sword Fighter versus everyone else. No, but if you go by like some journal speculations, even Sakurai wasn't exactly happy with this choice.
Really?
Yeah.
What was why the speculation? What was the proof of that?
During the interview, he was kind of talking about how he had to talk with the devs about actually making this character. and that he wasn't happy that they thought that he can just drop something at the dime of the hat. Really, just like, oh yeah, just put Steve in there. It's like that's you can't just do that with a character like this.
Yeah, like the way that the people go is just like, just put Steve in the game, dummy. It's like, okay, done.
And it's apparently there was more stuff within the interview itself that he was talking about. I didn't really watch it because I don't care about Steve.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
All I care about, okay, Steve's in the game. Are we getting a cube Kirby? And the answer is yes.
oh yes, we did.
Yeah, we are.
But although, like you said, there were a lot of people. I saw a lot of hate for Steve, like a lot.
I mean, like, I can only imagine, like, a bunch of them were just, like, you know, clamoring for Waluigi again.
Oh, God.
Although I kind of put it up to when Terry was announced, to be honest. Kind of the same kind of rage of like, what is the character in this game? And the other side is just like, get mad, fools.
I would say it was that, but like turned up to 11.
Yeah, I'm indifferent to Steve, but I see why he's in the game.
Yeah.
What's in here?
But do we have any hopes for the next couple of characters, which is going to be like till next year, pretty much? Like as far as them coming out, like when we're actually done with this.
Yeah. So it's back to normal. Let's see, because I'm gonna say that there's at least one more like home property character, like something right out of Nintendo.
Oh.
Okay, like, do you have any like examples or any ideas?
Paper
'Cause,
Mario.
That would be so cool.
Like Sakurai could make him cool. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, like, go ahead.
I was like, all right, you didn't like that one. How about Dr. Mario?
He's got a second PhD now.
It's just crazy.
But like, man, because I don't know. It could be. That's the only thing that's really popping up in my mind is that it's gonna be like another just like homegrown Nintendo character. It could be something from like another F-Zero. Could be like one of the WarioWare characters. It could be like anything. I'm just saying though that it's like Nintendo owns that IP. They're not outsourcing.
That makes sense. They have like how many slots left? I mean, how many before they announced a new one? They probably will go for someone homegrown.
Yeah.
Someone that we can complain about again that it's not Dante.
Or Waluigi.
Not to be Virgil.
I would be
wait a minute.
so 50-50. No, to really piss people off, it would have to be like it's Dante, but Virgil's a skin.
I'd actually be okay with that. I'm not gonna lie.
I would not get angry, but I would be confused.
I mean, or he could be
It's like
an Echo Fighter.
I mean, I guess, but he would have to be like the same way that Kang the Conqueror, whatever the hell his name is, Crom. That's it.
It's like who?
Because I didn't remember his name. He'd have to be like an Echo Fighter along the lines of Crom. Where it's just like technically an Echo Fighter.
I see. And what if it's Nero?
Which one?
Yes.
Because if he's whiny for Nero, he can get his ass out of here.
You calling him dead weight?
Yes.
No.
Also, I just want to keep basking in the glory of the fact that I beat the Bloody Palace today.
It's about time. We've been.
Dude, that's just not easy.
I've been waiting for you, friend.
What do you think I am, a pro gamer?
Nah.
Damn.
Nah. But I guess we can move on from Steve-O. Kinemitsu is kind of like, she's there, she's not happy. Well, there was a little bit of controversy with her, being that it's not the original Kinemitsu, but the daughter. But that was like very small.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said before, I'm happy she's there, but I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, Kinemitsu hype, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Like, if it's not June, you don't care.
Pretty much at this point. Although, like I said, I've given up on that journey a long time ago.
You got one more chance, dude.
It's not gonna be her.
Don't give me hope.
Gonna be like, what's his name, Ronan?
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't give me hope. Because I've already made like a bunch of things that people have already clipped and said, okay, when this happens, we're bringing this back to you.
Yeah, the internet likes to do that.
And lastly, we have Roshi, which that's all you, because I don't play fighters anymore.
I am really bad at fighters, but I'm so glad my boy Roshi is in there.
There were some people, I've seen some boards where people were saying like, oh, Roshi's a wasted slot. How come they don't put Raditz? I'd be like, motherfucker.
Really?
Raditz did one thing. You have to make up stuff and pull things out of your ass to give him an interesting moveset. I would much rather, and I mean this 100%, Ribian in the next slot on Fighter than Raditz. If they waste a slot on Raditz, I'll be so pissed.
Yeah, 100% agree.
I can't agree with that because I hate Ribrian so much.
Yeah. I honestly, no joke, I have a folder of memes for if I know it's a long shot, but if they ever announce her, I have like a folder of Ribian memes I'm just gonna use.
I just got a wave of likes ready, just like, come on.
Let's go, Ribian Fighters!
Like, yeah, for me, I'm like, I don't get the Ribrian hate. I'm not gonna say like I'm her biggest fan, but
No,
I'm just like, no,
her biggest fan.
okay. I guess I own this now. But it's just like, she's more interesting than Raditz.
Come on, man. He has a move saying keep your eye on the birdie. How cooler can you get? I can't even say that with a straight face.
It's not a single Sunday, it's a double Sunday.
See, how many people can literally pull that off? Not Raditz, but how many people really pull that off?
No, because like those like so far, I think most of the one of the leak lists that I've seen has been confirmed for the most part. Because they did have Kefla, I think they had Ultra Instinct Goku, and they had Roshi. But like, see, because it's one of those two. There's two left from what I've seen. One of them is that unholy abomination of deciding to pick Raditz, but the other one is I forget if it was Sin or Omega Shenron.
Omega Shenron makes sense.
And he's hype.
Yeah, Omega Shenron makes a lot of sense. I may not be the biggest GT fan, but you know, in terms of characters that could have a lot of like interesting moves, and I would have put Omega Shenron at the top of my list, then Ribian, then Turtle, and and just like a Turtle one was a joke, but I would like to see those characters.
We went there.
But yeah, it's this will be interesting to see what else they announce. I just hope it's not anyone from the recent Super manga.
Yeah, I've heard that like that Toyotaro kind of like drops the ball on that.
Oh, he just dunked it. It's so bad. It's just so bad. I kind of stopped reading. Even I don't care. I don't care how it ends at this point.
Damn.
To be honest, I've always been of the unpopular opinion that the Tournament of Power should have been the end of everything. This is ended there. We don't need to go any further.
Oh man, I would agree with you if the Tournament of Power didn't suck for 90% of it.
It had some really bad moments.
It gets real slow, yeah.
Yeah, if it was just solid throughout, even I would have been happy if that was it. But I was like, you need to you need to rectify this somehow.
Can
And look
I
where we
just
are now.
can I say one thing though?
What's up?
In the like as sort of a positive of the outcome of the Tournament of Power.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the Tournament of Power was not the greatest arc. I will openly admit this.
Mm-hmm.
But we got the Broly movie afterwards. We are in that timeline.
Fair.
Fair.
And then we could have ended it there.
Yeah.
If it just continued in movie, I would not mind if the franchise just continued in movie form. Like once every 3 years or something, we get a movie of that quality, and I would just, I would be fine. I don't need another animated series, I think.
Plus Green Waifu.
Yeah, Green Waifu, you got Big Boy Broly. Yeah, you gave us what we wanted. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I can stick around. I mean, like, I know everyone who says, like, but Dragon Ball is your bread and butter. You need it to always produce content so people can be interested in your content. I was like, Dragon Ball isn't the only thing I live off of. If it was, I would have been fucked. It's just saying.
Plus, you can't really just keep forcing that shit because I mean, like, I like ideas from GT, but I don't really like the execution.
Yeah, and I was saying, like, I can. I guess I hate the words milk it out. Haha, pun intended. I can milk stuff out of this, but if I lean on just one thing or another, God forbid something happens to like the series, just people lose interest, and people stop donating to my Patreon or whatever. It's like I have something to lean back on, so it's like don't worry about me. I just want the series to be good.
Yeah.
Don't like produce more content, or else it'll just be another Dragon Ball Heroes.
And I still haven't even watched that.
Well, you don't need to. I don't think anyone.
Dragon Ball Heroes makes no sense. It's just there.
Because I know in terms of like the Dragon Ball fandom, like the whole idea of like the canon is kind of like icky. But I always just took Heroes as just a non-canon side thing.
Yeah, me too. It's just it's less than that. It's a commercial for 10 minutes.
It really is. It's just a giant commercial.
And I think what I'm so relieved by is that a lot of fans seem to know that, so they don't take Heroes to heart. Because I'm thinking that in an alternate reality, there are fans arguing about power levels because of the last Heroes episodes they saw. Like, you don't understand. Goku can totally beat up the
like Cumber or something.
You know, like Cumber or Whis, and then it's like, oh god, this doesn't matter. It really does not matter. They're just trying to sell some cards, I guess.
We love this shit, but I mean, we can't actually pull back from it.
Yeah.
Sorry,
but yeah, Roshi's in Fighters.
Yeah.
I mean,
Roshi's
while
in
y'all
Fighters.
been doing this, I've been gushing over the new Guilty Gear character, so y'all can keep going with that.
Is
fighting games again.
Is Busty Waifu in the game, Jess?
No, it's someone else, and I'm a little hot and bothered.
Really?
Let me just post this in our Discord real quick.
Yeah, put it in the general.
Let's see. Paste. That's the new one.
She looks like something out of SNK.
A little bit.
She really does.
Like what's her face? The one that punches.
Vanessa? The one that
I think so.
Everyone?
I love SNK. I'm just not super like knowledgeable about it.
I have never played Guilty Gear, but I gotta admit, the recent things are showing got me like, you know, maybe this will be the year I check it out.
Actually, like say that if you want something like for more immediate, just like, you know, you run through arcade and shit just for like the lulz, I would actually say check out Revelator 2. That's the most up to date one.
Okay.
And it has amazing tutorial. So if you really want to learn the game, it'll go through it. Great.
Yeah. All right. Usually I usually just play with someone. Basically, I have a like teacher, if you can call it that, because I I'm really bad at fighting games. I've always, even though as much as I love them, I just naturally suck at them. So
I mean, like, Jess beats me up constantly in Tekken. It's like I'm not even there.
No, it's fun. We have fun, right? Fun things.
I just like it's fun beating me up. Yeah.
No, but so Roshi, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a thing.
But like, yeah, just like to do like a quick thing on Roshi, so we don't leave our turtle master hanging. He does have a lot. I do love his moveset. He does have like a lot of callbacks to the OG Dragon Ball, which is one of my favorites.
how come they gave Vidal's the only one with an alt outfit, and I just can't believe they did not pull a Jackie Chun.
Like that.
I understand, but I'm hurt.
Yeah, I can actually see it. I'm surprised they went with like the super
Yeah, me
costume.
too. And
I
that's
thought they were
the,
gonna go for like OG. Yeah.
yeah, that's the OG one. The yellow, at least the yellow. I guess is a yellowish orange
Yeah.
kind of thing he wears. But yeah, that kind of surprised me as well. But hey, man, whatever. He's in it, so I'm not gonna complain.
He's
Too
in,
much.
and I think he's like higher mid tier or something.
I haven't played him yet, so I hope so.
I just know that he's weird as far as like super dashes and stuff.
He's kind of along the lines of I guess Vidal is not a bad comparison. Like he's unique.
Yeah.
And the one thing I will say though, if I had to have a critique on Roshi, is I would say that he could have had a super dash, but in the form of him just like doing a straight line like how he does with the Kamehameha. But it would just be like he jumps on that spinning turtle shell, but he just like goes in that one direction.
Ah, the turtle always have to pop up sometimes.
Yeah. Well, because there's like I'm rewatching OG, and like he has this one where it spins around like super fast and shit.
Ah, okay.
And it's like they could have brought that one in for like a deep cuts.
Yeah. Not much dialogue between him and some of the characters, though, as I was hoping for. Especially between 18, Kefla, or any of them. I wasn't expecting them to say something perverted, but kind of say something Roshi-like, I guess.
He does, but but I guess it's rarer, and it's also like just one generic line for all the ladies.
I was hoping more. His dynamic, dramatic finish is just groping 18.
That'd be the best. Just have it on loop. Oh my god, it could have been the one where he's groping her in the airship.
Yeah. Just doesn't play back to that.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, they really reference everything.
But
yeah, I think that's it.
I think that's it for
Roshi.
video recaps. So now we can move on to the next thing. Sorry, I'm still over the Giovanni thing. Just looking at stuff like that. Which is the Xbox marketing versus PS5 marketing. So, have y'all seen the whole PS5 them taking it apart yet?
I saw something like that, but wasn't really paying attention.
I saw someone watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that seems to be their big strategy on that end, is to basically say, hey, here's the thing, here's what it looks like on inside and out, enjoy. And also, they recently just came out saying that only 10 games are not going to be backwards compatible and on the PS5.
Oh no, how will I go on without playing Joe's Diner?
The only one that was actually noticeable to me was Afro Samurai 2 or something. It's just what the heck is that? And I saw it, I was like, oh, that's why it's not going to be backwards compatible. And the Xbox is kind of sending out models to people to kind of give them their experience on it. So they can do reviews on their channel.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say that while Xbox's way of doing it might be, I guess, better for getting to their market, I think. I do think it also seems kind of desperate. And the reason being is that they're really trying to like push this thing out more than the PS5 is really doing, which is basically here's whatever, I forgot what the actual term for it was, but it was like taking apart porn or whatever. Here you go, and it got like 7 million views.
Oh, damn.
So it's like one of those, like, I feel like PS5 is really marketing. They're marketing stronger without trying to be stronger than the Xbox's ones, because the Xbox ones really aren't getting as many, at least the ones I've seen, they aren't getting as many views as I think they would probably want. But like, have y'all even seen any of them by chance?
No.
Nope.
And
I didn't even know they were doing that.
Let's see, there's my point. So the thing is, I was gonna ask y'all if y'all, is there anything that the Xbox could probably do in their marketing to maybe get you more interested in the console itself?
Shoot, I can't say anything because I haven't brought a console since the 360, and I've always been just going to, before the pandemic, I just went to friends who had the newer consoles, and I played it over their place. That's how I kind of try to keep up with games without having to buy it myself. But I gotta admit, I'm mostly a part of the PC master race. That's how I've been playing most of my games. And for them to do something to make it alluring enough for me to buy a physical console now that isn't a Nintendo console like the Switch, it's a hard sell, at least for someone like me who's so used to the PC.
Goku body pillow.
Oh yes, they throw a Goku body pillow in there and Chi-Chi bath water. That's it. I'm done.
I have the skills to market to one person.
Good for you. No.
Here's a treat.
No. What about you, Moops?
I mean, the chances of them. Because see, I know of like they still have not shown me that they've dropped their bad habits. Like, for example, because one thing I'm remembering is the whole Xbox Bethesda purchase. And so there is a little bit in the back of my mind that would worry about, say, for example, them making like the third Doom Xbox exclusive. But given their bad habits, I could just say, well, give it a couple months after launch, or maybe a year or two, I'll get Doom on PC. It's they have to literally stick to their guns about making exclusive games with interesting IPs. None of that gray zombie shit. They have to put care into their games because they're still doing the whole check out my graphics. You can see these veins. The game's bland as all fuck, but it looks so goddamn good.
Yeah.
It's like watching high def tofu. And so like they haven't given up those habits. So like as of for me right now, I'm like I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm kind of a catalyst there because I've seen all of the stuff on it, so it's kind of like one of those. The only thing to me that's like really even made me think about the Xbox is the whole Game Pass thing that they're doing, which I still don't see how they can sustain that. I'm not gonna lie. Like everybody keeps saying it's like the best thing ever. It's like, but how is the gaming industry going to live off of something like that? Because like you pay a certain subscription amount and you get all these games basically with that subscription. But how are you getting money off of that? Is what I'm trying to think of.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it could be possible. I don't know the deeds for something like that though. That's out of my category.
Right. All I would say is step 3, profit.
Yes.
And that's why a lot of games are failing now.
They don't have step 2.
We'll get back to step 2 later. But yeah, and of course with the PS5 and its whole thing of like, here, let me strip this down for you. All they needed was sexy music, and I think they would have got to about double their numbers.
I was like, you gotta put that on Pornhub, man. That's not safe for work.
I can't show this to my boss.
Not on my Christian Minecraft server.
But yeah, I mean, like I've been saying before, I'm still not getting the first gen consoles anyway. Not only because due to money, but also because they tend to break anyway in the beginning.
That's true.
I guess like my PlayStation 4, but then again it did break, so never mind.
Because they didn't break.
Well, just the hard drive.
Nah. Yeah, I'm not in any rush. Everything I wanted to get is coming either next year or the year after that. So
Yeah, I'm just gonna like hopefully once this whole COVID thing is hopefully, fingers crossed, found a vaccine and stuff like that, I would like just mooch off of my friends and just like play with their newer gens and still stick with my PC.
That's the lifestyle I can get behind.
Mm-hmm.
all sounds very good to me. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to touch on here unless anybody else had anything.
Yep.
Does the Xbox dispense ice?
Wait, what?
I said what I said.
This is like, what the fuck? I'm still gonna be like, what the fuck? Even you said what you said.
Call back to those old French jokes.
Oh, that was one thing. I'm glad you actually said that because something actually did come up today when I was talking about it.
Now I'm confused.
Well, like it was because of the way that you said it's a fridge and the way it looks. Somebody did bring up something to me about the PS5 that I didn't know, and I wonder if this is actually true. But the way you like set up the PS5, so like if it's on the side or if it's not, apparently there's a compartment you need to have in order for it to be set on the side. Which is kind of funky. That's what I was just told and shown. I'm not 100% sure if they actually said that was a thing, because I only saw the video once and I didn't have subtitles on. But like from what I've been told, in order to set it on its side, you need this little thing to put on the back so that it can actually be set flat. I don't know if that's going to be coming with it. I don't know if it's a whole thing you buy separately. I don't know nothing about that. I just know that apparently it's a thing.
Okay.
That sounds weird.
It sounds very weird. And it's kind of weird that after what is this? Like, so many consoles now between both of them, they're thinking this was an okay idea.
Yeah. Like, I think there's been like 2 or 3 versions of the PS4 alone.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's a weird little thing that they've said, oh yeah, by the way, this is the thing. Okay, bye.
And you're just looking at it all confused, like, what?
But no,
If there's anything I'll give PC gaming is that there's a lot less hassle about like organizing your games.
Yeah, there really is. Except that you keep buying more and more games, and they just end up with a library of 1,000+ games that you're never going to play.
Yeah.
Story of my life.
I've rebought Ultimate Marvel 3 like for the 3rd time on Steam recently.
Yeah, that happens way too often.
But no, I think that was it for that. So we can go to the rise of random games blowing up. This being Among Us, Phasmophobia, Genshin. I guess we can put Fall Guys in there kind of too.
For a little bit, yeah.
I can't think of any other games outside of that recently, anyway. But yeah,
I think that's about it, actually.
So it is like, it's so interesting to me that like a lot of these games, people have either never heard of or didn't even know existed until like now, and then they kind of blew up. Like
Yeah,
Among Us being a perfect example.
Yeah.
I had no idea where this came from. Apparently, it's been out for a while.
Yep, 2 years.
Yep.
For years, and suddenly, I guess someone made a dank meme, and it just blew up.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played it myself. I've only seen videos of people playing, and of course, all the animations and jokes made about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It's like for something I haven't played, I still love all the jokes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping to play it myself sometime. Hopefully this week with some friends.
Yeah, I played it recently. I would recommend it. It is really fun, but that is kind of the caveat about it. Is it has to be friends. I have no interest in playing with randos.
No, me either. It's like it seemed like such a good. Okay, I have a group of friends and I can just have fun with, and you know, it's just mob mentality, the game, and I kind of really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, that was a meme that recently came up that y'all we either love or you're gonna be like, that's dark. I'm gonna put it in general. There it is. I just love that.
Damn. I also like the quote. Okay, I think we've gone far enough.
We don't need any more of this. Oh man.
I just saw the little Naruto.
But no, it is interesting that because of how it blew up, that the developers are like, all right, we can maybe stop on Among Us 2. We need to focus on this now.
Yeah, when I was logging in yesterday, it was actually putting in there that they're saying we're working on Among Us 2. We don't know when it's gonna come out. We don't know what it's gonna have yet. We're still planning on it. But they also said they had some stuff too about like how once enough time passes, they're gonna start making like Among Us 1 like a lot more available for other shit too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like, I think they should take their time. I know it blew up in popularity, and they had 2 years to make a sequel. But even so, I'm thinking like I know they want to ride this high train, but it is like one of those things where I hope the developers, and they're a pretty small group from what I've heard, and I hope they take their time. I really would like it if they took their time, and even if the hype dies down, they can bring it back up again, saying we have Among Us. I was gonna say The Last of Us. Among Us 2.
Flashbacks.
We have Among Us 2, and it's better, and it's more fun, more engaging, and you can call all your friends imposters and all that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just a little afraid they might rush it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's a good fear to have too, because it was by like a miracle that these guys actually managed to get as popular as they did, even like 2 years later. Because
can you just imagine, like, you created something, and you maybe it's not even a forefront of your mind anymore. It's just like, and then just a spike in sales and people probably even contacting you through social media and all that kind of stuff, and you just don't know what happened, what spawned all this.
yeah,
It's kind of
because I remember hearing that one of the big contributing factors was a bunch of like South American streamers were playing it, and then like it was a big word of mouth campaign essentially.
Mm-hmm. Wow, I just remember I started seeing it because I saw Fall Guys, and then right below like a Fall Guys post was Among Us, and I thought it was a sequel to Fall Guys or something because
A lot of people did.
and it's its own thing, and it just kept growing, and it's kind of amazing how it just cast a shadow over Fall Guys so quickly.
Yeah,
It felt like Fall Guys was just like here, and then Among Us, a 2-year-old game, just came out of nowhere and just said, "Look at me."
Mm-hmm.
like the Joker.
Yeah.
It's like it's funny because like that seems to be happening almost every couple of weeks now. Because even
Yeah,
two other games just pop out of nowhere.
I'm just waiting to see what's gonna take over after Among Us dies down, and
Well, at the moment, it's Genshin Impact.
Yes, yes. What is that game? I've never heard of it before.
I've
Um,
heard of it. I have no idea what it is.
it's like an action adventure game where you can play like 4 different characters at a time, and you play as one of 2 twins trying to find the other twin after they got attacked by this weird evil god thing. And while you're doing that, you're learning throughout the world that there are other gods that have been taken down and a bunch of other stuff that I'm not going to say right now because that's leads into spoilers.
Okay.
But it's a game that once you reach a certain like adventure rank, it becomes co-op, and like when it comes co-op, like it can be like 4 player co-op, but instead of like controlling 4 people like you do in single player, one person controls each of the characters that they have chosen or whatever. And each of the characters have a certain element to them that can be used to combine with someone else's element to create huge attacks and a bunch of other things.
Is the game good?
Well, I've put many hours into it, so if I can say no now, then I don't know what's wrong with me.
I might check it out. Actually, it's like one of those things where just like when someone like mentions it, and you're like, "What now? Gation what?"
I said the same thing.
Talking about a geisha.
And it just like sort of like hits the ground running. It's just something people pick up on really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I just never heard of like, was this in development before? And then
So here's the thing about the game, and I only heard about it once. I didn't realize I didn't hear about it until I saw the game again. It had a bunch of controversy when it first got announced because a lot of people were comparing it to the Zelda game that recently came out at the time.
which
Breath of the
one?
Wild.
Breath of the Wild, yes. And they were saying basically it was a carbon copy, basically just stealing outright the ideas of the Zelda game, Breath of the Wild. And that was the first time I really ever heard of it. And then I guess it kind of went kind of down for a while, and then it kind of came back up slowly due to the whole possible investigation stuff they might have had over time. And eventually it got closer to where they did beta stuff, and apparently the beta stuff blew up to the point where everybody's like, I really want to play this game, and then next thing you know, boom, everybody's playing it. Now it is a gacha game, which for those who don't know, that's like you do random pulls to get characters, etc., and all that stuff. You pay money for that, or you can do the grindy way of getting gems, which I can say as many hours as I put in, I haven't put a single dollar in here, and I've gotten everything I want. But I
It's not a play to win.
yeah, it's a PvE game, no PvP involved. So you're definitely not gonna have like really any play to win kind of things. Like you may pay to do something faster. That's a definite thing, but honestly, I've never had a reason to do so. The only reason I've ever really wanted to pay for something is to possibly roll for a different character I wanted, and I just got that character for free. So
Jeff is saying he doesn't pay for it.
I mean, I have literally not paid a single dime. And now there have been people who've literally paid up to $5,000 in this game.
Oh my god!
Like, there's literally tons of videos on it. But I am not one of those people. If you want to do that and you have the cash to spend, go nuts, I guess. I don't know why you would, but hey, more power to you.
This is your money.
Of course, now there are like times you can get dupes of characters when you roll, but when you get those dupes, what it does is it ends up powering up that character more, so you have more abilities with that character to do with. But honestly, they're so, I won't say they're minute. They definitely help you, but they're not necessary. I will say like one of the only drawbacks, like the whole co-op aspect, is how long it takes you to possibly get there. To that point, which I understand why they did that, is to like teach you the game before you actually get into that kind of aspect. But it does seem like it takes a little bit too long to get to that point of the game of co-op, especially since right now the co-op seems a little bit limited. Because you can do dungeons and you can do world bosses, and everything else is kind of you have to do on your own as a single player, like the big quests and stuff.
So if co-op, you just go with a rando or you go with a friend?
Both. You can do randoms, you can do friends. I've done it with both. Uh, I prefer friends, but I mean, randos, they do their thing every once in a while. I think I've spent most of this game playing by myself, though, which is fine because I just run off to the world, do things, and don't even worry about what's happening for the most time. And it's very, very anime. Like, very anime. Like,
Oh yeah, I saw the screenshots.
and I think...
It's not gonna lie, it's kind of like, not sure, but I'm still willing to give it a chance.
Like, I have been told by another person who plays it a lot, that a lot of the voice acting is, like, officially from, like, Funimation and stuff.
Really?
Okay.
No, I haven't looked into this myself, mainly because I'm not even paying attention. A lot of times I'm doing multiple things while I'm playing it. Not to say that some of the story elements aren't interesting. It's just I'm ready to get to the next thing. But I have messed with both the Japanese dub and the English dub. I prefer the Japanese, but I will say that there are problems with the subtitles sometimes, where you're doing certain things and then the subtitles won't pop up for things. So you can take that as you will. Although I will say there is a certain character that everybody knows and is making memes about named Lisa, and in Japanese she's she has some certain dialogue lines and stuff that really sexualize her. I'm sorry to say.
So like a lolly or something.
It's a lot of moaning, a lot of stuff. I'll just leave
A lot
it
of
at that.
Pornhub sounds.
A lot of things you probably won't see unless you're in not safe for work sites. But yeah, Genshin is fun. I would say at least try it. It's free. Like, literally, you can get everything. There are literally guides where you can get to level 7 of the adventure rank, which is almost halfway there to the co-op. Like, literally 30 minutes. So if you really want to try it, I say go for it. It's fun. I've had a lot of fun with it. But I will say it is interesting that it blew up because, like, when it started, they clearly didn't think it was going to be this big, because it's like it's cross-platform between PC, mobile, PS4, and it's coming to Switch. And you can cross-save between the mobile version and the PC version. So, like, say you're done, but you don't want to stop playing, and when you're on traveling or something, you can just put the save on your mobile and go from there. And it surprisingly looks very good for being able to do that.
Some of my friends are planning to put some clips of their playthroughs, and it looks, I gotta admit, for a game I haven't heard jack shit about, it looks so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where did this come from? But yeah, it looks nice.
Mm-hmm. But is there anything else I want to put it? Yeah, I think that was it for Genshin as far as that goes, without going into massive spoilers. Yeah, I say try it if you have any interest in it. See where it is. Oh, I will say though, and there's something that's like, it's so super small, but I mean, I've told this to somebody, it's like, okay, I'm gonna pick the male then. It's like, I guess, guy. But once you pick between the twin, you cannot go back unless you restart the game on which twin you want. So if you want to play the female and you're hesitating between it, pick the female. The only real difference is that when you dash with the male, it's a little bit faster startup. That's literally the only difference. I made that mistake of picking the male. I was like, I kind of want to go with the female. Oh, well, too late now. But, what was the other? Oh, yeah, Phasmophobia. That's the other game that's, like, starting to blow up now.
Didn't even hear of that one. That's new to me.
So, this game is literally Ghost Hunter, the game. where you can play by yourself or up to 4 other people, and your goal is to figure out if when you go into this house, asylum, school, there's a bunch of places you can go into. But the goal is to figure out what ghost you're dealing with, which is like I think there's a total of like 9 to 10 different ghosts it could be right now.
Okay.
And by doing this, you have to like set up cameras. You have to use a Ouija board. You're using your microphone to actually talk to the ghost, as well as talking to your friends in the in-game chat. And there's also like seeing if there's dirty water, if the ghost is leaving footprints on salt or whatever. There's a bunch of stuff. It's very, very in depth.
I'm check this out. I like a good. I doubt it's like really scary. It sounds more like
it is terrifying.
Yeah, like Jazz was streaming it the other day, and he was actually pretty freaked out.
That's awesome. I'm very jumpy, but I love a good horror game.
Yeah, it was actually good, and it doesn't help. Like the second you get into whatever you're going to, the asylum, whatever, the second you enter the door, the atmosphere just changes. Like the sounds, everything just change.
Wow.
But like the second you walk out, it's like, oh, everything's fine. Yeah, everything's good. You're great. Like I don't want to go back in there. Like go ahead.
Like I would actually be really, because I've been wanting to give it a shot ever since I saw you playing with Raph the other day.
Dude, it's so good. And then like the thing that freaked us out a lot was that like the Ouija board can literally be in anywhere in the house, and like when we went into the house at the beginning, we were just kind of sitting there like, okay, let's get set up, and then the car started like going off, and it's like, it's probably in the garage. And it's like the car just kept going and going until we finally get in there, and the car immediately stopped. It's just like, okay, we're out.
Man, I've got that meme so ingrained in my mind. I thought you literally said Luigi board.
Luigi board. Raph did. He said that a lot. The funny thing about like a lot of people who play the game, they'll start like kind of quote egging on the ghosts. So they'll be like, you're supposed to say like whatever their name is and like give us a sign or something like that. But then like some people would be like, hey, you, why are you such a bitch? And they'll just like keep going on and on until they finally get scared. It's just like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do this. We can be friends, right?
Fucking portal to hell opens. I'm sorry, I said I'm sorry. What do you want from me?
Wait, I was just playing. I think, like, I definitely am going to play that game because I actually have played it with 2 people. I've played it with 4 people.
All right.
And honestly, with 2 people, it's possible, but it's extremely hard because in the beginning, what they do to like help you kind of get eased into the game, they give you a timer of like 5 minutes. So you can like set up, you can possibly see where the ghost might be in most, etc., etc. But once you get past the amateur difficulty and go above that, the second you enter the house, it's automatically like on site with the ghost.
It starts to get all PT.
It kind of does a little bit sometimes. What's that?
What's the name of the game again?
Phasmophobia.
Oh, okay.
Now I will say this one thing it is kind of like meh on graphics, but at the same time, it's also been made by like one person.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
I'm willing to use it.
How much is it?
I think it was $13. I think it might be more than that now, but I think it was $13 when Raph got it. It's not like a real full price game. I know that for sure.
Yeah, $13.99.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely recommend it, especially if you have like 3 other groups of friends, because it's really good.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's on my wish list.
Nice.
I'll definitely check it out.
Now I just need the money.
Wow, story of my life.
Relatable.
But like, it is interesting to see like all these kind of games just kind of pop up and then be like, oh, exploded.
One thing I
You
kind
never
of like
know.
though. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say you never know what's gonna be the next big thing. It's always something new.
Hmm.
Yeah, because one thing I was gonna say is one thing I like is how all these indie games are starting to be like discovered and everybody's having fun and everything. But the AAA industry isn't also like just fucking flat on its ass either.
Hmm. Unless
Not
you're
like,
talking about Avengers.
eh, they did that to themselves.
Yes, they did. But I can't think of any other games that have just like kind of popped out. I think.
It was pretty much those four.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Here's to hoping another one comes up.
Hopefully, like when we're close to the next podcast, not like next week.
I know, right? It's tomorrow, just another one just pops out of nowhere. God damn it!
Where's my wallet?
Never a dull moment.
You gotta be ready. No, I think that would be it though for the rise of random games. Then, unless anybody else has anything to add.
No.
Video games fun.
Yes, they are.
Video games are fun, yeah.
Oh, actually, there was one thing for Among Us. For next time when you play with the others, that you might want to try. I think it's fun when me and Kitten did it, but it's like a thing called Michael Myers.
Okay.
Where literally what you do is you put all the tasks to minimum, right?
Okay.
And your goal as the crewmate is to get all the tasks done as usual. But you can't call or report anybody for being the imposter. Your goal is to beat them by doing all the tasks before they kill everybody.
Uh,
And what you do is for the imposter, you have I think their kill timer down to like 17.5 or something like that. And the goal is like you can't say who it is unless you like are still alive. If you're not alive, all you can say is run. So like if the killer's like say right next to me and you're already dead, Moopsy, you have to at least tell me run because then I won't know if the killer's like gonna kill me again in a second. And we had like so much fun with that.
I'll definitely try to keep it in mind because even regular Among Us was like fun. Bless you.
Oh, thank you.
We're polite in this podcast.
Are we?
We can be assholes and polite.
Are we? I think that would be it for the main topics. Are there anything else we want to talk about?
I thought I had one, but my brain is failing me like always.
Nice. I had a couple of smaller ones, which were like the whole Spider-Man Peter Parker's face change thing.
All right.
Right. The not Tom Holland one.
Exactly. It looks so weird and jarring. Like, I kind of get why they did it. At the same time, I hate that
I
they
don't.
did it. Like, it's apparently this was their quote original vision. If you see some interviews,
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's why. And you know what's weird? I'm not against the skin. It just doesn't match.
it doesn't match at all. Especially for what they were going for in the actual story, being that this is supposed to be a seasoned Peter Parker. And
Yeah.
on top of that, this Peter Parker now looks like a billion times younger than the new Miles Morales. So it's like, what is happening here?
My teacher goes to the 5th grade.
I know, right? Yeah, he taught me everything I know. It was just a very odd little thing, especially when you have the original face actor putting out saying like, I know it was kind of a sad thing to happen, but hey, I wish the best for the guys. It's like that just makes it worse because everybody loves that
Yeah,
face.
I believe it was Yuri Lowenthal.
Yeah, Yuri, that's his name. But it kind of made the situation a little worse because people were like, "Why did this happen? This didn't need to happen." It's like that meme.
I mean, and
of,
yeah,
like,
Yuri was definitely
fuck, go back.
like Yuri was definitely trying to play it safe. Yeah. I mean, there's a topic that also Eddie left that like a while back about how Leffen was talking about minimum wage jobs, but apparently he apologized for that too. So I don't know if we want to go into it.
I don't want to talk about Leffen.
He's a pro Smash player, for those who don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he was talking out of his ass, but then he like shut that ass up. So
Leffen is known for talking out of his ass at this point.
Yeah, he. Good.
Well, it's like with Tekken, with Smash, just in general.
Oh, that's right. He's the guy you talked about last time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
One of the Smash players that didn't diddle someone underage. Okay.
Exactly, like one of the three that's remaining.
Just a shit player at Tekken.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've seen some things he's done, and yeah. Yeah, like that whole thing with him is just really stupid, and I hope he doesn't. Well, let's be honest, he's gonna do it again, but I hope it's not anytime soon.
Can I play some? I almost get the feeling he's gonna talk shit about Dragon Ball Fighters next.
I wouldn't be surprised. Let's see. What else we have? I had Cyberpunk Crunch, which is basically them saying we're not going to be crunching, and then really going behind their backs and saying, "Hey, we're going to be crunching."
Like, the minute they said we're not going to crunch, I was like, they're going to crunch.
They're going
to. It's not a matter of like if, it's when.
Exactly. Like,
Keanu Reeves needs our money, guys.
Why'd you lie to us? Just be upfront. You knew this was gonna happen. And then there's the going back to Avengers. Their player base has dwindled significantly since the last time people checked the Steam updates on player base. I think they said there was like 2,000 players now, and when it went to like 16,000 at one
Only
point.
two?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, once you get past the story, it slows down tremendously as far as like actual things to do. Like, one of the things I would point out to people is that there are story elements after the fact, but they're so far and in between that you don't really want to bother to get to them. So, and then, like, I've gotten my Black Widow to the max, and I was thinking, okay, I can do that really fast, so maybe I can play with some randoms because I don't have a lot of people, at least playing it now anyway, to play for the big things. But then when you go to the big thing, which is the Mega Hive, you come to find out it's just a single player thing. And it's like that's kind of redundant of what the game is, which is a multiplayer experience.
If you could see me right now, I'm shaking my head.
And now, I will say that one thing I didn't know, which I feel like they should have been way more upfront about, is that they are coming with something that is supposed to be like a more multiplayer, high-level experience. But it also begs the question, why wasn't it there in the first place? Why is the Mega Hive the thing you brought in first and not the multiplayer thing?
I mean, I feel like someone might bring up the whole pandemic thing, so you gotta cut him some slack. I'd be like, I guess.
But see, that's one of the things I'm thinking of. Like, yes, but why just not push the game back? You're not in any physical year that you have to be reaching for. You could have pushed it back. What happened?
Yeah, it's also true. At that point, my mind only thought, well, because Marvel.
Because Marvel. Because I even have a hard time saying because Disney, because I mean, these aren't our Disney Avengers. These are the Revengers. Um, the Avengers is in a very weird spot, and they did come out with a statement saying that in the next some weeks, and I won't say a couple of weeks because they didn't say a couple of weeks, they said some weeks. They are going to be coming out with the quote Kate Bishop and both. I'm guessing both Hawkeyes, which I think is kind of a dumb decision because you have two of the possible same character.
Right.
And some more story stuff on that aspect. But at this rate, the whole plan of things that got leaked, because there was a leak of all the characters most likely coming. I wonder if that's even going to be done now, if things keep going the way they are. Which is, most people have basically considered this Anthem 2.0.
I think it was like 2 episodes ago where I said I'm going to be waiting for like the complete edition because who knows how the service would end up going.
Mm-hmm.
And that's starting to look more likely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I keep telling anyone who's like, should I get this game? It's like, just wait, because like it's going to be like most things that are quote the live service thing. Everything's going to be very jank in the beginning. Although in Avengers case it was beyond very jank. Like, I don't understand how you can have a game where even the credits are laggy. How is that possible?
Legitimately asking that question.
Like, I mean, I really wish I had streamed the last part of the game because it was a hot mess. Like, the subtitles didn't match up. Some of the things they were saying weren't things they were saying. Mouths weren't moving. It was just all bad.
Like Kamala's talking and below it says Tony Stark.
That happened, actually. Like, it wasn't Kamala. Who was it? I think it was Captain America talking, but it said MODOK was saying it. So what on earth is happening? But I think my favorite one was in the subtitles. It said Captain America said, "I see it," but in reality he said shit. It's like, huh? How does that work?
Language.
And like, I was literally thinking, because they actually put this in the forefront, because I was thinking, okay, maybe that was just a little mess up thing or whatever. But then they like pointed out saying, did he just cuss? It's like, okay. So that was a huge mistake then. Yeah, Avengers, I don't know. I wish the best for them, but it's looking very bleak. Next I have on here is that Amazon Luna got announced, which is basically another Stadia. Whoop-de-woo. And of course the thing we already mentioned was Microsoft buying Bethesda. And I think that was it. Let me check and see. Yep, that's it. So unless anybody else has anything, I think that's it.
So
I think that's it as well. I'm coming up empty.
All right. Then I guess we can do our little thing and get out.
All right. So first of all, plugs. Who would like to go first?
I guess I'll go first. If you want to see not safe for work material, especially of Dragon Ball characters, I'm at FunsexyDB at Twitter. Also have a Patreon, FunsexyDB, and patreon.com/FunsexyDB. And if you just like that kind of stuff, yeah, just give me a follow.
Do you mind putting all of those in the self-promo section so I can put them under the YouTube video?
I don't know if you're talking to me or someone else.
He's talking to you, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind at all.
Yeah, I can just post them in there under the description and be like, here you go. Just in case you're not lazy, just not look at yourself.
I know, it's like, hey, here's a link to porn. It's, hey.
I'm giving you porn. Why are you lazy?
Why you be lazy?
Moops, you can go next.
Okay. Well, primarily I've been doing streaming from my Twitch lately though, I've been having some problems with my internet, so it's temporarily on hiatus. But let's see, because I've been playing two games lately. I've been playing Alien Isolation, which I'm at that part where I got stuck again, like last time.
Nice.
And then uh like there's another one that I know is gonna seem like way out there, like what the hell is he playing? It's called it's a turn-based RPG slash dating sim called Undead Darlings. Uh, and I'm playing that because like there's a reason behind it, but it's kind of a story. So if you're interested, come when I'm streaming it, come check it out and ask. But yeah, I normally stream Monday through Fridays at 9. Temporarily on hiatus until further notice. But yeah, and also check out my YouTube. I got some fight videos on there, like some fight compilations. I'm like 2/3 done with like my current video. I had to get some new footage, but I have that, so I should be finishing up. Hopefully, I'm gonna try to finish it within the next like at least by the end of the month, or at most.
Cool. And as for me, it is spooky time, so I will be trying to put some spooky stuff on the channel and on Twitch. It's probably going to be happening after the 15th, though, because I have a lot of things that I'm doing, including doing some freelance work for another sponsored team called Dynamic Focus. So if you want to see some nice memes and stuff like that, I suggest checking them out. I have actually put some in my Discord, so if you're on there, if you're in there listening, you can check some in there. And as far as, say, the Tekken Legacy and stuff goes, the final part of Tekken 6 will be out next week. Keep thinking it's Sunday. And I think the next thing will be Tekken 7s, which will be like a one-shot kind of movie thing on there on my YouTube channel. And then finally... this is my birthday month, coming on Halloween.
Oh, your birthday's on Halloween?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
He's a devil baby.
I am a demon child, according to my grandmother.
Spawn of Satan.
Yeah.
I hope you have a good Halloween birthday.
Thank you. I will be doing... I think that's Saturday, so I'll be streaming pretty much all day. So, if you want to come by, say hi. We probably will be playing some Phasmophobia with friends, maybe a little bit of Among Us, and probably be slightly drunk. So that'll be fun.
I am glad I'm setting up my points because now I want to see you dab while you're drunk.
I really don't want to do that.
I got the points. You must do it.
I'm taking that off on my birthday.
No.
It's just that one. Just take it off.
Like you replace it. It says tell Moopsy to fuck off.
This just keeps popping up in my chat. This is the life.
It's like I'm not even in the chat.
No. And I think that'll be it for pretty much this month. Just spooky things and whatnot. And happy October. So that's spooky. For everyone. Scary. Nope, I think that's it. And we are out.